Hey, Raindrops. Welcome to a special episode of Reality with the King. I have my three beautiful friends, Quentin, Dustin, and Blue, as today's topic is dating while black and gay. And the
I'm
reason
out of
why I
here.
want you say what? What you say, Dustin?
I'm out of here. I didn't know that's what we was talking about today.
Right. Who
Why am
said we
I
was
here?
gay, Carlos?
Well, listen, my pronouns are he and him, and
Yeah.
I am a card carrying homo.
Yes.
Mhm.
Same. I'm a practicing homosexual. Thank you.
I'm a
Okay.
tired
Mhm.
pansexual.
You said
And
tired?
Yes. You all suck,
retired or
okay? I've
tired?
dated all of you. You all suck. I'm a tired pansexual.
And Quentin, what are you?
One of the old gays, especially how I feel this morning, y'all. Forgive me, y'all. I'm dragging. I went out last night. Shouldn't have stayed out longer than I should have. Had a couple more tequila shots than I should have.
Good for
And
you.
at 2:40 p.m., I'm paying for it. But I'm here. My name
Listen,
is
we
Quentin
are.
Latham, and I'm one of the old gays.
Not the old
Yes,
school
yes,
gays.
yes. So look, I want to get started because there's so much ground to cover in this episode. One of the reasons why I wanted to have this conversation is because I did an interview with EJ Johnson. We all talked about it. Me and Quentin did privately, and he talked about it publicly. Dustin and I, the same thing. Blue, this would be our first time hearing your perspective of it. But again, this is not to dissect the EJ Johnson interview because I think we all did a good job covering it. It's more so to talk about some of the nuances and issues and concerns that happens when you're gay and black in the dating pool. And I wanted to start off with you, Blue, because we haven't heard your perspective yet on the EJ Johnson interview. One of the things he said that was very controversial, and Quentin and Dustin, you two can obviously share your thoughts as well in case they haven't heard it yet. But one of the things that EJ Johnson said as a person who said that they want to go by EJ.
Mhm.
They have no problem if people say he because he doesn't take it that personally unless he feels like it's disrespectful. So I want you all to know that if you say he's not offended by it.
Okay.
But EJ Johnson talked about he doesn't date gay men because when he's at the gay clubs, the gay guys don't want him. It's more like a hey girl kiki. They don't want him. He doesn't want them, and he feels more comfortable in straight rooms and dating straight men. Blue, before I get to Quentin and Dustin, what are your thoughts on that, especially you being a pansexual identified woman?
Oof. Okay, we're gonna start like this. Okay, I'm gonna be honest because I don't know how else to be. Any person who sleeps with EJ is queer, whether they realize it or not. They don't have to identify as gay, but queer does not mean gay or straight. It means I'm doing things that are on the fringes or considered not the mainstream. So
Mm-hmm.
you're still having queer relationships, whether they don't identify as gay or not. And the splitting of the hairs, there's something that makes me nervous in the community. We tend to have our own internalized discomfort around being gay, being queer, being trans, being pan, being bi, whatever. And so sometimes we cling to heteronormative ideas as a way to feel like we're different from the fray. They judge the gays, they judge the girls, but I'm different, right? And we see it in the black community. You know those black people who say they're transracial?
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, Joaquin, using, let me not use that word, right? It's one of those things like, ma'am, sir, we can see you, right? Or
Right.
my siblings are Dominican. I know black. We look the same. Yes, you are, right? So people on the margins tend to sometimes have some cognitive dissonance where they have to other themselves because they haven't made peace with themselves.
Mm.
And there was a lot of pride and pain mixed into the EJ interview that saddened me because you could tell that this is how EJ was able to make peace with the rejection from a community that they wanted to be a part of, while also feeling superior because I have this other caveat that will accept me more as this unicorn. It's like the black person who doesn't get along with black people but loves being the token at Ivy League schools. And there's a self-loathing in that I think with some therapy, some counseling, some introspection, some age maybe could also help EJ evolve. But all I saw was young rhetoric. That's usually what I hear from the bisexual girls who are like, eating ain't cheating. I have a boyfriend, but if we mess around, it don't count. You hit 40, you know eating is cheating, right? So I think EJ needs to evolve respectfully. You sound like one of the young girls, honey. None of that made sense to me. I get it, but it didn't make sense.
How old is he? Just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
EJ's 33 years old.
Ooh, okay, it's giving Arrested Development. You're a
Thank
little
you.
long in the tooth,
Yeah,
friend.
because that's what I was getting at. She ain't that damn young.
Thank you.
But
She
the mind is giving
she
the young
she ain't
girl.
she ain't that damn young. I think there were a lot of moving parts with this EJ Johnson thing, right? Because there was the way he identified, there was the I look better than any woman in the dress thing. He had that going on. Then it was the I like straight man thing going on. And then there's like the rejection piece from the gay community part going on. And I think for me, when I got ready to do my video, obviously everybody expects me to go in and let have. And I was like, let me take a different approach here. The gay community can be cruel and unforgiving when it comes to dating and when it comes to femininity. We're not going to pretend like a premium is not put on masculinity. And if you are feminine or close to trans or androgynous or any of those other things, you are at the bottom of the dating totem pole. Okay, you are. And then when you factor in before EJ became a woman or started presenting more feminine, he still was an overweight, 7 foot tall, size 17-foot boy. You know what I'm saying? And I imagine he had a difficult time dating as well. Body was a little flabby. You know, you're tall, you're feminine. So I definitely understand where this I don't date the gays don't really want me, and I don't really want them thing too. I think that I don't want them back is a defense mechanism
Yep.
or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because you cannot tell me having a size 17 shoe that you feel safer in Neiman's Cafe amongst heteros. You can't tell me that. It's just not possible in my eyes. I think, like Blue said, the pain and the rejection, he's created this whole narrative. But you a whole big man, beautiful, but you a whole big man in every setting that you walk into. So this delusion of, you know, I'm a woman and I'm giving it to him better than, I just took a little exception with that.
Yeah. Sad.
Yeah, I saw the section where there's a few things I'm about to touch on, but I saw the section where EJ made the comment about the girls in the room aren't quote unquote giving it like me or whatever in the outfit. And I was a little unclear on who exactly EJ was talking about because I didn't know if he was using the phrase the girls to describe the other gay people in the room or if he meant the females in the room. I was unclear, so I didn't really want to. I don't know what he meant by that. So, but as far as like EJ's experience, EJ spoke very plainly about not being comfortable in gay social spaces, and I think that that is something that everybody experiences that they when they first start going to the gay club or whatever. Nobody's really comfortable. You don't know anybody. There is a decades old stereotype of gay people being judgmental in ways that and may look and feel like you being left out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm over 40. Quentin is over 40. Carlos, you're over 40. You know, Blue, we're not aging you. But you know what I'm saying? Like things have changed now. I'm still outside. I have younger gay friends who think completely differently than the gay people who were my age. I started hanging out in gay clubs when I was like 24, 23.
Same here.
And
Same.
right. And the mindset was it mirrored what Quentin just described. You know what I'm saying? No fats, no films. We all heard all
That's
that.
no fans. I was just about to say that.
We heard
Yeah.
all that before.
Justin, but for the audience, because obviously all of us have a
Yeah.
large audience of Black women
Yeah.
who are heterosexual. Can you explain the whole no fast, no films for those who may not know what that means.
Sure, it's a literal interpretation of those words. No fat people and no feminine presenting people are desired by whoever expresses that. So when a person says no fats, no femmes, that means they're not interested romantically in fat guys or guys who present more feminine. When you look at how what they wear, how they speak, all that kind of shit, and it's a very archaic view. I hate even really talking about it here because now people are going to take that and
Run.
dissect it and break it down and all that other shit when it is a viewpoint that we're describing from 20 years ago. So let's be clear on that. Also, we don't really need any introspective deep dives from all these other people and all these other communities because it's causing problems.
Yeah.
Quite simply, with the conversation that you and EJ had, Carlos, was beautiful and intimate and between two gay people who understood the context and the layers and the depth to the things that you were saying, the different meanings of the words, all those things. And if somebody wants to come in and learn that language and learn what those things meant so that they can actually understand an intention behind the speech, great. But if you're coming and say gay people are wrong for saying this and doing this, and you're not gay and you're trying to police the way that we talk to each other, I take an issue with that personally. So I was kind of off put by by what I felt was a private conversation being interpreted and manipulated by all these people who have no understanding of the context, no understanding of gay black history in this country, no understanding of ballroom culture and ballroom lingo and what those words and gay colloquialisms mean. It was a bit frustrating for me to see so many people have so many strong opinions about some shit that they really don't know anything about. And again, what's your intention in wanting to find out? Do you want to know so that you can be nicer to people that you meet in the future who are gay, and you want to understand the way that they think and how they feel? Is that why you want to know? Or do you want to come over here and try to create division amongst, cisgendered heterosexual people and anyone who falls under the queer umbrella? Because it's a lot of that shit going on. So I just want people's intentions to be made clear so that, we can actually communicate about what we need to communicate about. EJ needs to start hanging out with gay people, black gay people to be specific,
Like themselves.
who like themselves and who will be fair to him. Um, I'm around a lot of successful, out black gay men who some are more masculine leaning, some are more feminine leaning, but they all have a shared love for the black gay community and they all want to see us advance and prosper and also thrive. So I don't think that EJ would be met with such a cold reception and rejection if EJ took his ass to the club and actually hung out. People would wrap their arms around him, and I hope he gets to experience that in the future. I'll just put it like that because I don't personally care who he fucks on him. That's between him and the person who fucks people who identify as straight or whatever. Cool. But you see what happened. People took that and turned it into, oh, he's trying to take the straight men from the women, or he's trying to do this. And that coupled with the off-color comments that he made about wearing women's clothes better than whoever he was talking about has created this shitstorm of negativity. And I hate that part.
Yeah.
You know what? And going back, I didn't mean to jump you, Carlos.
No, no, no.
Going back to your point about if he hung out in black spaces with black gays, he would have known better than to get on Carlos's show and say some of that shit that he said out of his mouth. Because
100%.
me sitting here on this camera, I know the things that is going to get a visceral reaction from black women. I do when it comes to, the topics of looks and aesthetics. And I knew the moment he was like, and I'm giving it better than the girls, in my dress. I was like, EJ, why would you say that? And, another one of those moving parts that I didn't mention is the money piece, the privilege piece. You know what I'm saying? It's EJ plays up here in a world that many of us are not privy to. I imagine that world is white. I imagine that he grew up in a lot of socially white spaces. And we see what happens. I love when the black gays get humbled by those white WeHo gays.
Yep.
They take their black ass to the Abbey
The
and
And
Abbey.
want to be
trunks.
all up in them white boys' face, and them white boys be paying their ass dust. And I would also imagine that that's probably a lot of what EJ experienced as well, being in those white gay spaces and those white WeHo gays not really paying him no attention on a romantic level.
You know who he reminds me of? That makes me sad because I fear that he will have the same trajectory. Andre Leon Talley. where you're this
Mm.
big gay man who's fabulous, right? And you're tokenized and you're in all these beautiful spaces, but when you die, they don't even give you a tribute. It's the community that you look like that still says your name in the way that it deserves. You know what I mean? I mean, it's going to be up and stuck between me and Anna Winter to the day I die because I
Mm-hmm.
feel a way about how she did him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Vogue didn't do a tribute. Like, he gave so much to this white mainstream area, but when it was time for him to go, it was us who had his back. It
Mm-hmm.
was us who remembered him. It was us who revered him and understood his impact. They just threw him away and got the next token. And it breaks my heart that when you are someone who is othered, and being black and gay is a double othered, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being femme is a third othered, right? And then you're in these spaces, they don't really see you. Like, you're just a token. And what when you really, really need your community, a part of me is sad because I do think that there is a beauty in the black queer community that he is kind of separating himself from. And part of that,
100%.
yeah, and part of that makes me sad because black women, I'm going to talk to you because I know a lot of you are like, wait a minute, I thought you were straight. Whatever. We need to understand. I'm very straight presenting. I get it. I tell people that I'm paying at least once a week because everybody forgets, right?
Yeah.
And I will say this,
Pan pizza. That's what.
right? I'm everything.
Come here.
Please be careful because the reason why they say no femmes and fats is also misogyny,
Come.
right? The reason why gay men are attacked is because they remind them of us. And so why would you help someone attack someone for reminding them of you? That's why it doesn't make sense to me as a black woman to be someone who is helping bring down black gay men because it's the reminder of us that makes them get attacked.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Quentin hit the nail on the head when he said that EJ needs to hang around some black gay people. He needs some brothers. He needs some
Yeah.
black gay friends who have socialized with black gay people and can school him a little bit on certain shit. He was speaking as if he has no connection. The things
Sheltered.
that he was saying,
Mm-hmm.
you get advised, you get enriched through your friendships, especially in the queer community, because a lot of people have been excommunicated from their families, don't have no support any other way, and so we have formed a real community, a real brotherhood. We build each other up. All those things are real. And if he had black gay male friends who understood his life, understood his family, understood his experiences, and could kind of wrap their arms around him and school him a little bit, I think that he would be more, he would just be more aware and more comfortable with himself. Because I did see a lot of self-hate in the things that he was saying. I did see a lot of just, he seemed jaded and scorned a little bit in a way that I think could be fixed if he had some friends that gave a fuck and could school him. You
Come
know, I
home,
ain't gonna
EJ.
do it, but
Come
somebody
home,
could.
EJ. Come home.
Yeah.
I also think too, to your point, Dustin, he would have to drop that rich Republican white woman persona thing that he's got going on,
Yeah.
because it is off-putting. It's off-putting. Like,
Dangerous. It's actually dangerous.
part of it is, yeah, the community don't mess with you. The other part of it is that air, and that it was just something about that air and that shoulder, and that just it was a little condescending at times. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's just a byproduct of being privileged and being in those Beverly Hills circles. You're mirroring the Lisa Vanderpumps of the world and your mom's friends. I don't know what it is, but that aura would have to be dropped if he really wanted to make friends with other black gays,
And
because we're
here's
not
the
gonna go for
thing.
it.
Here's the thing about the black gays that I hate this whole picture that's being painted that EJ walked into the black gay room and the black gay guys were mean to him and didn't want nothing to do with him because of the way he
Mm,
presented. That's simply not true. I
mm,
have friends of all different types, and people have accepted me into their friendship circles when we're very different. You know what I'm saying? And there's a real brotherhood. There's a real sense of, okay, it's hard out here for all of us because we all black and gay. So Quentin, you talk about this all the time, leaving the door open behind you
mhm.
for the people that's coming next. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
So EJ would not have, he's not walking into these rooms of doom and gloom and terror. And I hate that that's the picture that's being painted
Yeah.
because we actually have a good time. We
Yeah.
actually have sustainable friendships. We work together. We cross paths professionally, all sorts of things that are benefits from being socially connected with one another. And
Mhm.
so I just hate that we're getting this bad paintbrush of mean, evil, superficial black gays because it's really not like that. It's not.
Mhm.
That does exist, of course, just like it does in any sector.
Hmm.
But it's not an overwhelming sense of rejection. You're accepted, you loved, and that's it. And I really hope that he has some experiences like that moving forward so he can shut the fuck up.
One thing I want to touch on is, when we talk about femininity in the Black gay community, right? We did grow up with no fats or femmes. We did grow up where being gay wasn't something where the gay community now, they're coming out at the age of 10,
Hmm.
very young. I didn't come out till I was in my 20s, and I think it's the same
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
all of us. There is, though, right? Just like being Black in America, are things better for us as Black people? For sure. Are we where we should be? No.
No.
Right?
No.
Racism will always be knocking around the corner, no matter how successful we rise. We all deal with that,
Hmm.
especially in this business. Okay. With that being said, although being feminine and trans and having pronouns is better for the community, there still is this stain that does exist of being feminine
Hmm.
and how you're received in the community.
Hmm.
And we see it a lot in conversations about that girl can climb my back, right? And by girl, we mean a feminine gay guy, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Dustin, you are considered mask presenting, right?
Very.
Um, your and I want to hear from you too about this because there's people who look at you and they find you extremely desirable. You're attractive, you're smart, you're well spoken,
Thank you,
you're a good
Lois.
person, a good heart. You're also masculine. Whereas, let's have a conversation, you go to me or to
Hmm.
Quentin.
Hmm.
We are more effeminate,
Hmm.
right?
Okay.
We don't have the same bass in our voices as you
Mhm.
do. I'll speak for myself. I won't speak for Quentin. I'll speak for me. Look, coming out, it wasn't as receptive for me as it
Hmm.
may have been for you because although there's a lot of people who had negative things to say about EJ Johnson, there were an overwhelming response of gay Black men saying, I know exactly what he's talking about.
Hmm.
We're not going to act like there isn't this obsession with
Hmm.
masculinity in the gay community. We are on EJ's side. So my question to you guys, and anybody can jump in, for why is there this obsession with masculinity in the gay community? All right, Raindrops, if you want to watch more of that video, head to my Patreon page, okay? That is patreon.com/BeCarlosKing. Once again, patreon.com/BeCarlosKing.